Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius. And friends, I just wanted to pop on. We're going to re-air here in a couple minutes, maybe in 20 minutes, a episode that Autumn and I had put together about the Angel Reset Retreat that's coming up October 4th, 5th, and 6th in Oak Brook, Illinois. And here's the deal, friends, a couple of things. Because spiritual stuff doesn't work the way that the rest of the world wants stuff to work. What happens is, in order for me to make sure that I give mamas ample time to be able to get to our live in person events, which we're going to be doing more and more of with a fall and a spring each year Angel Reiki School in person, I need to give you more time to kind of set that up, get good deals with the airlines. And I know that there's a lot of marketers out there, influencers who are like, just promote things a month in advance, 2 months in advance. That doesn't work for my life. And I don't think it works for most people. So we're going to do stuff different here over at the Angels and Awakening podcast. And I hope that you're okay with that. And one of those things is planning in advance. So I hope that that's all right with you. We will remind you here of upcoming events, but we do have some slots left open for the Angel Reset Retreat, which is a spiritual retreat, October 4th, 5th, and 6th here in Oak Brook, Illinois. And here's where the other thing that's different comes into play with spirituality. A lot of times people want to get like, you want a good description. Okay, Julie, here's this retreat. What's going to be happening at this retreat? Tell me about it. And if you've ever had just divine intervention, these different angel stories happen to you, what you know is that there's a different energy to it where there's some words that we can come in every Thursday and tell an angel story. But when you go through it and you feel it, there's just a different feeling to it. And what I cannot do is I can't send you a blast email or put up a social media post or even put up a podcast episode here where you feel the magic of sitting in a room with other souls who just get you, who know, I was talking this woman to a client and she goes, Julie, I've listened to your podcast for so long. Can I just ask you one question? I was like, absolutely. She goes, are you sensitive to caffeine? I said, yeah, I'm not just sensitive to caffeine. I'm sensitive to everything. And she's like, oh, I get nervous to talk about these types of things with other people. You don't have to be nervous here. We are all your people. And so what I can't put into words is the energy of when you come in person to a space and there's 20 women there, 40 women there with all of their hearts just wide open. Everybody can share with one another in a safe space, just their hearts, what's on their mind, and they're going to be received with welcome open arms. They're not going to be shunned or shamed in any way, but we are going to love on you. And the entire experience all weekend, when you get together at one of my events, I can't speak for all events, but the atmosphere that I create is blessing each in-person event with all of the angels' energy. So I have been working months in advance on just making sure every day I'm meditating that the angels are there in advance. And that's the energy that you feel when you walk in. So the angels are already there. They know exactly what you need to walk away from the retreat with, these little missing puzzle pieces, and that you're able to step back into your life with more confidence and more clarity and just this, I know, I know energy that all of this is real and that the angels have my back and that they're leading me in every way, shape, and form in my life. And I want you to walk away from this retreat. I've already set this intention with the angels of walking away with them showing you what's for you in your life. Where are they taking you in your life? 5, 10, 15 years in the future? Because that's going to let you go back into your life and be like, oh my gosh, now I know what to work on. Now what I know what to focus on. Now I have this huge foundation of strength and confidence that I got from the retreat to hop back into my life and really empower you to let the angels guide you to miracles, opportunities. And that looks different for every person coming in. What the angels want for you in your life is different from what they want for everybody else who's going to be there. So it's hard when people are like, Julie, sit down and write a best email or do all this social media series on what the retreat is going to be like. How do you encapsulate that in words? It's a feeling, it's an experience that you get. So I'm going to have you come on, Justina, because I've got some of my healers on my team here. But Justina, you were at the Angel Reiki School in person, the last one, and you know what I'm talking about. What are you excited for when it comes to this retreat? And help me define this energy that I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I am like angel bumps everywhere right now. It was, man, such a beautiful experience. You feel this love and this acceptance and this encouragement and this empowerment simply by being in the space with all of these other amazing people. It's unreal. It really feels unreal. And by the end of the weekend, you feel so empowered. You just like rise up and you're like, I am ready. Like, I am ready to face this life. I am ready to follow any direction my angels want me to lead. I can do this. And I think a lot of it is you learn to start to love yourself more than you ever have before because you're reminded how much these angels love you. It's amazing.
Oh, I love it. Norma, I'm going to pop over to you. What are you excited about when it comes to the retreat?
I'm excited about getting together with all the women in like this camaraderie atmosphere and setting and getting to meet people that I've seen, some in Zoom, some I've never even met before, making new friends. I keep feeling as if it's just going to be really euphoric. That's how I feel about it. I'm just so excited about it.
Yay. Oh my gosh, me too. Let's see. When it comes to the retreat, Stacy, I'm going to pop over to you. What are you excited about?
I have, no one can see this, you guys can probably see this. I have a countdown on my phone. When people talk about going to the like magical place on earth, they get all excited and they can't sleep for like weeks. Like this is what this is for me. I am like beyond excited. This is my magical place on earth. You guys kind of hit on it. The connections. We see each other on Zoom all the time. And I love that we have that platform to have met each other and connected with each other. But the idea of being in the same room with all of you and all the members that are coming, I just can't wait. I'm a connector and I'm a hugger. And the idea of having so many people with like-minded ideas in the same place that are open to loving, healing, positive messages, giving and receiving, just I can't put words to it. Like I'm giddy. I'm just giddy.
Oh
You
my
guys
gosh.
probably get sick of me saying how blessed I am to be part of this, but I wake up every single morning grateful for being part of this group and being on this healing team and to be able to actually see it all and feel it all in person. Zoom is great, but this is just going to be like amazing, just amazing.
I forgot I skipped over that part. I am here with Justina, Stacy, Norma, who are all part of the healers on my team of healers. They are all women who've gone through my Angel Reiki school. They do readings on my team. If you go to the website, theangelmedium.com, you'll find them all on the readings page if you scroll down. But I started this team of healers with Cheryl because I just wanted to feel that support and that love. And this is the very first time that we're all going to be in the same place at the same time at the retreat. Of course, with participants too. But Stacy, while you were talking, I kept getting this vision of all of the healers the entire weekend. Like, I know that you guys are doing mini private readings for people while we're there, but I keep getting this vision while you ladies were talking of, holy cow, we are going to be sitting in circle the entire time. And that's how I want the layout of the room. It's going to be one giant circle the entire time. And I feel like you are going to go up to people and kind of pull them off to the side and just give them readings, because you're not going to be able to help yourselves. Like, there's just going to be people there that need information as we're going through. And I'm going to be talking the entire time, kind of teaching, and I can just see you. So I want to encourage my team that when a message comes through for another person, that you just bring that message through, kind of like while I'm teaching, you can kind of do that off to the side. I think that there's going to be a lot of healing that happens that weekend. Again, October 4th, 5th, and 6th in Oak Brook. Here's the other thing that I just can't put words into it like all the time, but this is just how it rolls. So if you ever watch Eckhart Tolle, before COVID, Eckhart Tolle would just go around the US and he would do different speaking engagements. So he'd have people speaking and then they record him. And I saw him multiple times, and he would say all the time, I can't prepare for these, right? Like, I just have to get up here. And then when the souls are here in front of me, Spirit's telling me what messages need to come through. And it's the same way with this, which is so funny because Elle's trying out for the play today. She's so excited and she's so nervous last night. So I was like, babe, you know what? I have talked to the best speakers on earth, and even Wayne Dyer like felt nervous before he was going on stage in his last years. You're always going to feel nervous. But I said, babe, you are prepared. You're prepared. So the way that I prepare for this spiritual retreat is as best that I can. I know that Friday night I'm going to be doing a teaching. I know that Saturday morning I'm going to be doing a teaching. We're going to do some group work, some experience work. Saturday afternoon, I'm going to do a teaching. We're going to do some group work, some experience work. Saturday night, we're going to do a huge gallery reading where I'm going to be doing readings, but then my team is going to be popping around and doing readings as well. Sunday morning, again, I'm going to be doing a teaching, then some group work and experience. But what happens, and what happened at the last in-person event, and I forgot that it was an energy that I had missed so much, is that the souls that are in that room, when we're physically in the room together, have information that their souls need. And immediately when you're in the room with them, you know, as an intuitive, what needs to come through. So I prepared as best as I could for the June Angel Reiki School in person, which is different. That's where you're learning mediumship and how to be an angel messenger and energy healing. You're developing all of your spiritual gifts at once. But what happened was, these souls needed something else. So on the dime, I had to shift and just bring through what needed to come through. And it didn't just happen once, it happened the entire time, like the entire 3 days. And I know, because I've done enough in-person events, that's just what happens at every single one of them. So again, friends, we're doing things different here over at the Angels and Awakening podcast. When you come, it's like when you go in for a reading. You don't know all the time why the angels are calling you to get the reading, but once you're there, you connect with the healer. You know that what's going to come through is for you. You're open, you believe, and then it's just magical. And the exact same thing happens on a larger scale. And if you could believe it, there's just, because there's so many souls, the energy is amped up. There's just so much energy. And you could be like, Julie, well, I'm a highly sensitive person. I don't know if I would like that. It's not in a bad way. It's not like going to a party where it's all strangers. It's almost as if you're at a party in heaven with people, like souls that you have been missing your entire life, just soul sisters. And if you ever had that friend that, like, you come home to them and you maybe haven't talked in 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, but you start talking again and it's just right where you left off, you just pick up again. That's what it's like. When you come to this retreat, you're going to feel that with other souls. You're going to make friendships, hopefully that last a lifetime. And this is the energy that you're going to feel. So I just wanted to come out here with Justina, Norma, Stacy, and tell you this is what you're going to get when you come to the retreat. The remainder of the episode, I'll dive into the details that Autumn and I had run through at the beginning of the summer. But ladies, is there anything else? I'll just go one by one. Justina, that you want people to know?
I promise you won't regret it. It's one of the best experiences you will ever have. I desperately want people to know that. I mean, if you want your heart to feel warm and you want to feel loved, you've got to come.
Oh,
It's amazing.
yay.
I think Justina said it. It's the love. You're going to feel so much love from all of us. We'll feel the love from you. And it's just going to be so, so great. I just look forward to meeting every single one of you.
Me too.
I just feel so many amazing things are going to happen. Like, I just have this giddy feeling of what we're going to experience. All the new angels. I'm so excited to hear what they have to say for us, because you've talked about new angels coming through for this, and just the whole thing, and the love and the support we're all going to experience, and just being there together is just, again, no words. I am just so excited, and I just hope everybody comes, because I just want everyone to experience what we're going to experience.
Stace, I'm so glad you're here because I keep getting downloads as you're talking. And Spirit's like, I didn't have words for this before, but I do now. I was recording a podcast episode with Dr. Eben Alexander for the future. It's going to air in a couple months here. And he's come on the podcast before, but he said something different this time. And I was like, oh, that's what the angels have been trying to show me. He said there's different choirs and levels of angels, because when he had his near-death experience, he rose up and he said he could feel himself rising through the different levels of angels. And I said, I've got my theories on this, but why do you think there are different levels of angels? And he goes, because you go through different aspects of your own consciousness as it grows and it expands, that when you're first awakening, you need certain angels. When you are really diving deep into trauma work and working through your past stuff, you need different angels. When you are working on becoming a healer, you need different angels, or exploring your purpose. So there's all these different layers and levels of angels. And the angels that we're working primarily with at the spiritual retreat are the seraphim, which come through and give you just this complete clarity about who you are as a soul, why your soul is here on earth, and what your soul's mission is here on earth, what your purpose is, what you should be working on. So that's where I keep saying to people, when you leave the retreat, you're going to have that vision, because we're going to be working with the seraphim the entire time. We're going to bring in the cherubs a little bit as well to help those who are awakening. We're going to bring in the archangels, guardian angels as well. But the seraphim are going to really be who we're primarily talking about. And we're going to explore who the seraphim are, which I've actually never talked about anywhere else. So this will be the first time. But yay, thank you ladies for being here. Thank you everybody for listening, and stay on, because here is the episode that I recorded with Autumn, has all the details about the spiritual retreat. You can also go over to theangelmedium.com/retreat, or just go to theangelmedium.com. Click on the menu bar, the 3 lines at the top if you're on your phone. And then there's a bar that says in the menu, retreat. That's what you're going to click on. Friends, if you have any questions whatsoever, you just email Julie at theangelmedium.com and we'll make sure to get you signed up. But it's in Oak Brook, Illinois, October 4th, 5th, and 6th. Still a couple spots available. We would love, love, love to have you there. And if you heard this morning and the angels are calling you to be there, it's because I just got to call a duck a duck. There's a missing piece. There's something that you're missing and that you're going to get here. And it's going to be easier for the angels to bring it through here in this 3 days than them having to piece it through and expand your consciousness over 6 months, a year, 2 years to bring in the same information that you could get here at the retreat within just 3 days. So I love you, friends. I love you tons. Theangelmedium.com. We'll see you at the retreat October 4th, 5th, and 6th. Love you, friends. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host and author, Julie Jancius. Friends, I'm so excited. I'm asking my podcast editor, please don't put an intro, an outro, or an ad because this is one of those special episodes. So you still have your Monday episode where we're interviewing someone. You still have your Thursday episode where we're sharing an angel story. But this is an episode where I wanted to hop on special with Autumn. We're recording this on Monday, June 3rd. I just got back late last night, 9 p.m. all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were doing the in-person Angel Reiki School, which I want to talk about a little bit, but Autumn, I don't want to confuse people because I really want the focus of this episode to be the angel retreat that we're doing, the spiritual retreat that we're doing October 4th, 5th, and 6th in Oak Brook, Illinois at the exact same hotel. I just want to say though that, and we'll talk about what's the difference, but oh my goodness. I could not believe how much spirit just brought to our doorstep, connections that were made, synchronicities that were happening, signs that we got, messages. I was at the in-person Angel Reiki School all this weekend. And Autumn, it was like I was opening my mouth and I was just in oneness. And I'm having those moments all weekend where spirit is just talking through me. And you know, when there's thoughts in your head and then you go to say them and you're conscious of what's being said, it was like my mouth was just opening and whatever needed to flow out was just flowing out. But I wasn't pre-planning it within my head. It was just channeling on the spot. But I remember after the VIP dinner Saturday night for the in-person Angel Reiki School, I just sat there and these tears started streaming down my face. And I was like, they don't want this to end. And I came in the next morning, Sunday morning, I told everybody that, and they go, Julie, we feel the exact same way. Like, should we just move into the hotel?
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I was getting text messages from people at the retreat the whole time about synchronicities, how much love you were bringing, the atmosphere of the unconditional love that was in the room. I was so sad that I couldn't make it, but I do know that a lot of people got a lot out of it and just the messages you were bringing, the validation you were bringing for people. One of the guests that had come was looking for a sign the entire time, and you guys actually pulled into the hotel room or the hotel at the exact same time. And you gave her a hug and she's like, yes, that was the sign I needed. And then she also said that her dad loved horse races. And at the front desk, when she went to go check in, there was a huge horse racing picture on the back wall. I'm like, oh my goodness. The angels work such miracles in so many different ways. And I'm so grateful that everyone got to experience that.
Oh my goodness. Well, the craziest thing was, I got to tell this story. So I still just blown away. Okay. So like May 6th, 7th, 4th, I don't know, one of those early dates in May, the Professional Women's Association of Chicago reached out and they were like, we're having this luncheon for 100 women, you know, like CEOs, presidents, entrepreneurs, all women based. Would you come be the speaker on stage at the luncheon while they're eating lunch this day? And I'm like, absolutely. This sounds incredible. And for the last 2 months before, I've been having meetings with our team in Cali about the TV show. And we've said, and I'm not going to say it here because a lot of people are going to the people that we're working with and are pitching their ideas. And I want to kind of protect their privacy. But in these meetings, and I mean, it was like 8 meetings, we have been so intentional about who we want to bring into this. And we've been saying, we really want to work with this one person. We want to really work with this other person over in this other part of television that we really want to rope in. So these 2 different people who are major, they've done incredible things and they just know how to pull TV shows together. So I'm at this professional women's club speaking on stage, and I then go back. I'm eating my lunch at the table, and Spirit goes, "Get up, Julie. You have to get up and you have to go talk to the tables." And I was like, "Okay." Well, I go over and I'm like, "Spirit, which table to go to first?" So they lead me over to this table, and this woman is like, "I'm so glad that you came here, because Spirit has been telling me to tell you that I have this friend who works in TV and she's so bored, she's looking for her next project." Now, you would know, like if I said it, you would know every single show she has worked on, and it's the perfect person for this show. Oh my God. Sometimes when this happens, though, people are like, it takes like 6 months to get a meeting with them. And I am used to that. So totally fine, totally great. I was feeling this just ease and peace of, okay, if she brings me together with this person, awesome. If not, totally fine too. After the lunch, she texts me and this person, and she's like, "Well, when you want to meet?" I say, "Tomorrow." So I hop on the phone, and this woman who her sole job is creating and executive producing shows, spiritual shows. She goes, "I think I need to hop on a plane to Chicago." So she ended up coming in to the in-person Angel Reiki school. And then the team from California heard about it and they wanted to meet her. Everybody except for one person in California came out to the in-person Angel Reiki school because they wanted to see what it was like. They wanted to feel the energy. Well, it was just so wild because the one person who was like, "I've got a work commitment. I have to be in Mexico for this big event. I can't go." He was down in Mexico and he runs into the second person we were really intentional about and want to pull into this project.
Down
And
in
I'm,
Mexico?
yes.
Oh my
Well,
God.
actually, not the person. I'll be clear about this. The person's right-hand person.
Okay, okay. This is amazing.
I
Keep
mean, but
going.
you can't, like, oh my God. Like,
That
what?
is divine alignment. There's just so much magic behind all of this that the angels are pulling together for you, Julie. This is amazing.
It was incredible. And then even more incredible too was being in person with people. So here I have these folks who I just have admired their work for so long. And I've got Elle at home, who's like a little aspiring actress, my kiddo. And so I have different lunches and I allow like Elle to come and sit in and she's asking questions. And Blake, at one point, my husband was like, "Would you please tell Elle that she needs to speak up and be louder?" And the woman goes, "No, I'm not going to do that. And here's why, Elle." She goes, "Because some people, when they walk into a room and they're going to be on screen, they have their hands up in the air. They're like, 'Hey, everybody, how's it going? Hello, beautiful souls,' just like loud and taking up space and really getting in there." And she goes, "Those are the type of people who, when they do that, get energy back from other people. Like that's how they're connecting with other folks' energies." She goes, "But there's a lot of actors and actresses who don't do that." She goes, "There's a lot of people who step onto the film set and are just so kind and so loving." And the other type is too, she goes, "But they're just so humble and they come on and they're like, 'What do you need me to do? Show me where to be.' Okay." And then they go over to their mark and then they just come alive when the film starts rolling." And she goes, "Elle, you're one of those people." And she goes, "I need you to hear that those people like to keep their energy inside because it fuels them, it restores them, and that's how they feel full." And I thought that that was just so incredibly fascinating because I see it with everybody that I work with, that some of us are extroverts, some of us are introverts, some of us are extroverted introverts. And we just have to identify what that is. But where I'm going with this is for the last, since 2020, we've been doing everything online. And there are people who've been in the membership since 2020. And I've only seen their pictures as little tiles, on the Zoom meetings, these big group Zoom meetings. And I walk right into the hotel and I lock eyes with this woman. And I know her from the last so many years of her being in the membership. I'm like, oh my God. And to put this name with the face and just the beautiful energy and oh my God, and the love and just to connect in person. I haven't felt anything like that. And there was just a complete pure energy to the entire thing. And it was just pure love, getting to really go deep. We had a VIP dinner, and I have been at networking dinners before where you go around and you're at this long rectangular table, right? But you're not having side conversations. You're having one major conversation around different questions, and you're digging in, and it's fun and it's sweet and you're laughing and crying. And so we decided to do that at the VIP dinner. And oh my God, to hear people's stories and the awakening that they've had and the spiritual experiences that they've had. And I think the question that we used was, what did you never think that you could do, but you did it? And it was just so powerful. So I'm going to have some of those ladies on here on Thursdays, Angel Stories, to tell their stories because I think they're going to knock people's socks off. But, I went in prepared the way that I had always done things with the Angel Reiki School, and Spirit goes all week before the Angel Reiki School in person. Just listen to us while you're there because we're going to do some things differently. And that made me nervous. I had so much anxiety inside. What do you mean you're going to do things differently? We've got this all planned out. So, well, one of the participants' close friends was having suicidal thoughts and a very bad illness that's just kind of really hijacking their body right now. And so Spirit goes, you have to talk to that person. Like, you have to do a session for them. You got to make time for it. Okay, definitely. Aye, Spirit, let's get this done. So I set up a time in between our breaks to do this session for this person. Obviously, like free of charge, you just help as much as you can whenever you can. And I'm about to leave to go do this session over the phone for this person. And Spirit goes, get all the healers into a circle in the room. Julie, take the phone into the center of the room. And this man's voice, when it just gets so soft and it cracks, I mean, you could tell how much he was just feeling the healing that was being sent to him. And it was just so moving and so touching. And so then Spirit had us put other participants of the Angel Reiki School into the middle of the circle and to bring through healing and messages to different participants. And I just loved the way that this is the point that I want to make because it applies to the spiritual retreat that we're doing in October too. It's hard because a lot of people are like, well, what exactly do I get out of this spiritual retreat in October? Listen, I know what I've planned. And at the exact same time, here's what I can tell you. I know. You're going to feel the most love you've ever felt in your entire life. You're going to feel the most clarity and peace of mind about your own purpose, about your own existence and living in this life than you've ever felt before. And what I can tell you, I know, is that Spirit's going to just bring in so many things that I can't plan for because it takes you being there if you feel called to be there and your spirit team being there. That's what I said to the women in the room. It's not just us. Like, it's not just us in this room. It is us and our spirit teams, meaning our angels, our guides, our loved ones, and they're running the show. So Autumn and I are going to dive in here to the spiritual retreat, which we're doing October 4th, 5th, and 6th. So there were a lot of people after I offered the early bird pricing for the last in-person event that were like, Julie, I missed it. Can I still do it? It's really, really hard to do because it puts a lot on the team. We take away the code at that time. So I want you to be there. Please pray on it. And if you want to be there, please register now so that you get your seat. I don't know if this one will sell out or not. I just want you to be there. And if you feel called after listening to our episode today, please go register. It's theangelmedium.com/retreat. Again, it's theangelmedium.com/retreat. And that information is definitely in the show notes below. But Autumn, I know that you've got some questions. I haven't taken a look at those yet, but I'm excited to answer them.
Yay. All right, let's just dive right in. So the first question is, what inspired you to create the Angel Reset Retreat, and how do you envision it transforming participants' lives?
Well, Spirit was bringing in this message actually in 2023, but I was writing the book and my mom had moved into the house and grandma had just passed. And they said, it's okay to wait a year, but we just need you to know that you're going to be doing a lot more in person. Okay. And then they said the hotel is really, really important. Like where you stay is really important. Here in Chicagoland, there's a lot of hotels where you're just like looking out across the street at other buildings. And I went to more hotels than you can imagine to find the one that had the right cost for everybody, but was also just magnificent and glamorous inside, had amazing food, but then also is serene. And this hotel is just so beautiful and serene. So I'm walking you through the process of how Spirit brought this to me. And so when I sat down to channel, like, what is this spiritual retreat? The angels go, it's going to give them a whole new them. And when I was talking to my team, they were like, what does that mean? And they were like, if you could imagine just resetting everything within your body, resetting your mind, zero stress. Let's work through some of those fears so that we're not diving into the negativity every day. We're releasing what's going on in the mind. We're, as much as we can spiritually, we're going into the vibration of the physical body. We're changing the vibration. We're showing people where Spirit wants them to go in the future so that they, whether you are really clear, like, Julie, this is where I'm going, but I haven't figured out some of the details, or you're like, Julie, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know where I'm going in life. I don't know why I'm here. The retreat is designed for everybody, no matter where you're at, to come in and press the reset button with your angels, where they, through the healings, the activations, the teachings, the exercises that we're going to do, you completely reset the vibration, the mind, and the confidence level. I want you to leave feeling so much confidence. And you know this, Autumn, like you've experienced this over the last couple of years, so you can talk about that. Like, it's a different life to live when you're living it with your spirit team and you go, I know why I'm here. And challenges might come up, but I know my path of how Spirit is taking me to get to that point. And I don't care because it's all going to happen in divine time. And so I want everybody who comes to the spiritual retreat to walk away with this beautiful spiritual roadmap that they can use over the next year, 2 years, 5 years to really anchor into that drives them, fuels them forward.
And Julie, being a part of your membership and just underneath you for the last 4 years, I think that that's exactly what you're really good at doing. You're teaching modalities. You transform the mindset to that higher perspective. So even when the punches are coming in, you know how to handle them. You know how to reset yourself, to balance yourself, to ground yourself in order to keep pushing forward and to still feel the love of the universe. And I also think that, the love that you give out really opens up the heart to a whole new meaning of life. So I think you're spot on with that. I have personally experienced it and, live by it every single day.
So, Autumn, Archangel Michael is here along with Serafina, and they're like, have you ever, Autumn, gotten to January in a year and you're like, I am so depleted from November and December that I don't have the energy to manifest or like to create a vision board. And you have this pure intent. You're like, I want to go create the vision board, but I don't have the energy right now to create the vision board.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Especially after the holidays and all of that.
Yeah. Okay. And there's scientific studies on how much women do over that time frame more than men. Not to make that an issue, but I work with most women and most women are depleted in January. What Archangel Michael and Serafina are channeling through right now is that it's going to help bring in abundance because once you get to the end of this spiritual retreat, you know what you're manifesting. And when it goes like Spirit again was like, just sit down with Autumn today and have this conversation. And we're going to walk you through, but this is the part that you're going to have to start with. And you'll understand it by the end, Julie. Okay. Aye, Spirit. So what they said was Spirit has been talking all year to me about how intentional and specific you need to be once you know the exact way you want to go. So just like I was talking about, we wanted to work with these two specific people, and Spirit brought those two specific people in. And my friend and I were talking at the conference. They're like, why do you think all of this? I mean, it's all just aligning so fast and so quickly for this show. How is that? And I said, Spirit keeps saying it's because we're so intentional and specific. It took us a while to get to the vague, general, this direction we want to go. And then once we start to get really specific, they brought those specific people to our doorsteps. And Spirit goes, this is the exact same thing that this conference, this retreat, this spiritual retreat, October 4th, 5th, and 6th in Oak Brook, Illinois, is going to do for you. If you're asking Spirit to bring these specific things to your doorstep, first we're going to walk you through to get to that general vision. Then we're going to walk you through to get to that specific vision. And that way, once you're going through this in person with us in October, you're going to get to January. We're not creating vision boards at the retreat, but you're going to get to January and know exactly what you're doing and feel more energy than you ever have before in January, Archangel Michael says. The other thing that I think is just wild is when I was writing the very first book, Spirit comes in and they go, you're going to write an entire book on the seraphim angels, the 12 angels. And I go, okay. And they just said, just put it on your list. Like when it's time, you'll know. So February comes around and all of the seraphim come in and they go, it's time. It's time to just start thinking about us and what we want to say and writing down parts of our message. So all year I've been channeling through the 12 different seraphim and how they work. They work with beauty in a way where they're trying to help us understand our purpose, our intention, how to get specific, but also seeing that beauty isn't just something physical, it's an emotion, that they want us to feel beauty, not just in beautiful things, but just see. Once I walk you through this process that they've specifically channeled that I'm going to use at the spiritual retreat, you'll see there is a specific process where you see the entirety of life as beautiful. And you don't see it, you feel it like an emotion, like you feel ease or you feel stress, you feel bliss, you feel depression, right? These are feelings. Beauty of life is a feeling, a state of being. And that is what the seraphim are calling you to register for. Because when you walk away from the retreat with that state of being, it's like riding a bike. Like I can't take that away from you. You're going to have that, nor would I want to. You're going to have that for forever.
And this is probably a once in a lifetime opportunity. There's no one else with this recipe in order to get the beauty of life in the way that they've channeled it through you.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
so
and
exciting.
it was so wild because I was sitting down, with my California people and our new TV people for lunch and dinner different days, and we've been just really using this time to get together to talk about the show too. And what was wild is that each one of them was working with a different seraphim angel.
Oh my goodness.
And I realized I was sitting at dinner that night and I was like, "Oh my God. They are bringing together this show based on the seraphim
Ah, I
and
just
the
got chills.
divine feminine." Yes,
I just
yes.
got chills throughout my whole body. Oh,
It's insane, but what I'm gonna do is I've never talked about this information. I've never brought it through. So we're gonna bring it through and I'm gonna talk about all the different 12 seraphim angels at the retreat. It was so funny too. I found out one of the women, one of her best friends is Brenda Cooper, who did all of the costumes for the nanny, including Fran Drescher's back in the day.
oh my.
And I was like, "Oh my God, she's working with the seraphim too. They work with beauty." And she's like, "We could have Brenda dress you for the show, Julie. It would be so awesome." I'm like, "Yes, please." And they go, "Oh, what was that?" No, my mom came through. Like I felt my mom's higher self come through. And she goes, "Please tell Brenda, even though my mom's still here on earth, I felt her soul self come through. Please tell Brenda that she helped me get through my divorce." Like, I don't think my mom could have gotten through her first divorce without that show, The Nanny.
I love that show. That was my go-to show before I went to school every single morning. I can relate to that. And that was like, I was born in 1995. So that show, I was younger, but I loved that show. It got me through every single one of my days. That is not a coincidence. That show definitely
Yes.
has a lot of love and humor to it.
We went back and we started watching some episodes with Elle because I was like, "Elle, you just met Brenda. Like, this is her work. You got to see this." She was just so positive too. I forgot that show really holds up today. Like, if you go back and watch reruns.
I think I'm going to have to. I think my inner child is going to need that now. All right. So I am going to go ahead and ask another question. What kind of support and community do participants receive after the retreat ends?
Yeah. So for our VIP folks, we have 2 meetings that we're going to do before the retreat even starts because I like that in order for you to just get to know other people, coming into the retreat feeling like, okay, I connect with this person, I connect with this person. Maybe you even set up some dinner plans in advance. We're already starting to work on the material a little bit more in depth, even before you get to the retreat with those 2 bonus VIP meetings beforehand. Then with the VIP folks, they've got 2 breakfasts with me the mornings before the retreat starts from 8 to 9. And then afterwards for the VIPs, there's also 2 bonus meetings so that they can continue. But I have really spent my life studying. Like, I started going to spiritual retreats when I was probably 19, 20 years old. And so I've just taken throughout the years, like, put it into my spiritual toolbox. I like this piece over here. I like this piece over here. I like this piece. I like this piece. I don't take any of the stuff that I don't like, just the stuff that makes me feel so warm and lovey and everything inside. And those are all incorporated into this spiritual retreat. So, you know, if you have a pet like a dog and you just get close to the dog, I like to lay my heart, even though my puppies are small, I either like to put them on my heart and feel that heart to heart connection, or I just like cradle them sometimes, or I snuggle up. And when you're snuggling with your dog, you just feel this unconditional love flowing from them to you and you to them. Like today, normally Lulu, my lovey, will come from wherever she is in the house. And if I sit on a couch, she just knows that she can be right next to me. So she comes and she sits right there. But she's got a hurt leg right now and she can't jump. So I saw that she was sitting on a couch and I was eating my breakfast, went to go sit on a different couch, but saw her and saw her eyes, and just her heart pulled me over. I went and sat in the other couch so I could sit right next to her. There's just this heart to heart connection that you can feel with other people and human beings where there's no drama. It's the opposite. You're just sitting in unconditional love for days. And that's what this retreat is. And there's so many different exercises to walk people through, feeling that bondedness, feeling that connection, feeling that love. And a lot of times people ask me, Julie, well, how do I prepare? Just please come with an open heart. Please come with an open heart, ready to receive warmth, ready to tune into love, ready to be empowered, ready to let spirit show you how worthy you are, ready to walk away with lifelong connections, which I know just happened this past weekend at the in-person Angel Reiki school, which we're definitely going to do again. Spirit said to tell everybody, oh my God, like the success was just the people who needed to be there were there. And they all said, Julie, I don't know why, just spirit called me to be here. And some people were so sweet. They did like video testimonials at the end, and each one said like, this was life-changing. That's what I want. It's hard to describe that in words, but that's what you walk away with.
Yeah. Yeah. That vibrational frequency uplifting of just love and unconditional love. I love that. And I was going to ask you if you were going to do the in-person Angel Reiki School retreat in person again. So I'm glad that you are. Woo! So many people were asking that this previous time. They just said the time didn't add up for them, but maybe in the future alignment will work for them. So that's really exciting.
You know, I should tell people the difference is with the in-person Angel Reiki School, you're developing and getting certified in mediumship, energy healing, and bringing through messages from angels all at once. And so it's an intensive weekend of learning how to fully activate and open to all your gifts and use them. You're learning the skill. The in-person spiritual retreat isn't about that. It's really about understanding and getting clarity on who you are, why you're here, what your purpose is, where you're headed, how your angels are specifically working with you in general, and just feeling more clarity, confidence, love, support from the other side than ever before, which helps you become the greatest manifester and co-creator in this life that you can be. And that's where this year of abundance, that's where abundance just starts to come in waves of health, wealth, happiness, joy, friendships. It all comes through this process we're going to walk you through.
Yay. All right. So one more question. This is for all the people that are like me that sign up and then they're like, oh my gosh, what do I bring? What do I bring? And then you Google it. So what should participants prepare or bring with them to make the most out of their retreat experience?
Well, Spirit's saying to tell you this first, and it's 10:44. It's hard to do the in-person Angel Reiki school more than once a year because I have massage tables in my house, like stacked up. I have a room full of massage tables, and we have to physically get them out of my basement over to the hotel and set those up. So I will always do the Angel Reiki school in person in the Chicagoland area because it doesn't work without the massage tables. Like you have to learn a process of bringing through messages, and it only works with the massage tables. So as far as that goes, Angel Reiki School will always be in Chicagoland. But the spiritual retreat this year is in Oak Brook, Illinois at the exact same hotel. It's called the Oak Brook Hilton Hills Resort and Conference Center. And when it comes to this hotel, they have a pool. They have an indoor and an outdoor pool. So bring your bathing suit. There is the Oak Brook shopping mall, which is some of the best, which is not why we're there, but it also has some of the best food in Chicagoland. So you do not need a car. Like if you're flying in, this hotel pretty much sits in the middle of O'Hare and Midway. They're very easy to get to with an Uber. And definitely look at which airport you're flying into, because sometimes I've gone to the wrong airport to go pick people up. So you definitely want to look at which airport you're flying into. But O'Hare, Midway are great. I would bring paper, pen, comfortable clothes, layers, because sometimes that room is cold and sometimes it's warm, and sometimes in hotels it's hard for them to get the temperature just perfect, but it's like reasonable, right? So if you have layers, you're totally good. And really just bringing an open heart, like, and allowing and expecting the magic and mystery of the angels, their messages, their signs, to just, wow, like leave you in awe, right?
They always do. I am so excited for this weekend, or not this weekend, but that weekend. Also, all of the healers are getting together, I believe, on your team. Like Cheryl, I haven't met Cheryl in person. I'm really excited for that. And then you're gonna have like event where they can like sign up outside of the spiritual retreat for sessions with us, or right? Correct? Yeah. Oops, excited.
Yeah, we're gonna have, I think Stacy is coming out. I think Sarah is coming. You, Carly, Cheryl will be there. And what we're gonna do is we're not gonna do it in advance, but once people, or they can book with individual healers, you in advance, but we'll also have sign up sheets there if there's any remaining slots for sessions, where after the retreat hours, during the retreat break hour, or after the retreat at night, when we get done, there will be times when they can book with you or anybody on the team and do sessions as well, which is going to be really fun, because I know you'll be doing those in person.
Yes, that'll be so much fun. I love that. I love in person. The feelings of being in person is just so overwhelming with love and grace and all the yummy feelings.
Yeah, so that's an add-on that anybody can book with any one of the healers on my team.
Yay.
But I won't be doing in-person sessions there just because it's a lot. It takes a great toll on my voice to talk all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's not good vocal wise for me to do those added sessions.
And one last thing, I know when I was communicating with people about the in-person Angel Reiki school, they kept asking about payment options. And
Yeah.
now you have Afterpay as a payment option. So if people are interested, they can also make payments leading up to the actual event in person.
Yes, they actually can. There is a sentence underneath the tuition cost. It's like in bold and black, and it says, interested in a payment plan, click here to use Afterpay only. And that's again on the website, theangelmedium.com/retreat. There's also a VIP option. And again, those people who register for the VIP, they're getting 2 bonus events before the retreat even begins, 2 special VIP breakfasts at the retreat, and 2 VIP meetings after the retreat as well. I'm just so excited to get to connect with everybody there. I think you'd hear the people say who registered for the VIP, because I talked to them all. I was like, tell me, like I want to do like a verbal survey. And so we went through, and they were like above and beyond for the VIP, like above and beyond. So I try and make it so special too. I add in a lot of other things extra. Sometimes I don't even tell people about, so that that in person really always is able to just give you so much added value.
Yay, Julie, I'm so excited for this Angel Reset retreat. I cannot wait. I'm counting down the months and it's only June.
Yay! Me too, friends. I put together so much different language about this to talk you through all of the little details. If you want those, go over to theangelmedium.com/retreat. Get signed up for the in-person spiritual retreat. You're going to completely reset with your angels. You're going to become a whole new you. That's an expert manifester, receiving abundance, working with the seraphim angels. And again, October 4th, 5th, and 6th in Oak Brook, Illinois. And don't forget to, as soon as you sign up with the code, early bird code that expires on June 30th. Don't forget to go over and sign up for your hotel room. We have a limited block of hotel rooms. So those go first come, first serve. And I know there's a couple of weddings in the hotel that weekend, but it is a large conference center and you can continue booking hotel rooms. Just reach out to us at julie@theangelmedium.com. julie@theangelmedium.com. That's our email. If you have any questions whatsoever, or DM us on Instagram. Love you, friends.
Bye. Thank you, Julie, so much for having me here today.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see everybody in person. And oh my gosh, to have all of our team of healers there in person, like I can just feel the magic already.
Oh, me too. I have not stopped smiling this entire episode. My jaw has been dropped. I mean, I'm so excited. I'm speechless. I know it's going to be very transformative and just so much healing vibrations there.
Woo! I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. Awesome. I can see us doing those circles and sending people energy and putting people in the middle of the circles. There's so much that we're going to do. I can't wait. I love you, friends. I'll see you here on the podcast. I'll see you October 4th, 5th, and 6th at the Angel Reset Spiritual Retreat. You're going to become a whole new you. Love you.